Why narcissists self-destruct, 10 signs, impacts, and how to protect yourself.
Have you ever felt like the narcissistic leech in your life slithers away unscathed after sinking their fangs into you? That no matter how much turmoil they churn up, that smug snake always comes out on top with their scales still shimmering? It may seem that way on the surface, but underneath that flashy exterior, narcissists are setting themselves up for certain doom. In this video, I'll rip off the mask and reveal the 10 ways these toxic parasites self-destruct, so you can see their cursed actions will eventually implode their phony facade. Understanding this is so important in protecting yourself from further harm by these deceitful demons. Just in case you already recognize that this narcissist is destroying your life, stealing your time and draining your resources, but still feel stuck and unable to move on, I recommend watching this video. How to finally get over your ex-narcissist when you still obsess over them. The link is in the description below. This video has excellent advice on breaking the trauma bond, going no contact, and shifting your mindset to stop obsessing over the narcissist so you can move forward in a healthy way. Watch it if you know you need to walk away from this parasitic leech, but are struggling to take that first step. It will give you the clarity and courage you need to escape this abyss of abuse. Stick with me, and you'll learn why these malignant miscreants are on a one-way ticket to personal annihilation and burning the bridge they stand on.
Way 1, impulsivity leads to costly consequences.
Always breaking the golden goose's eggs. Narcissists are driven by instant gratification and lack self-control like hyperactive toddlers. They make hasty decisions on a whim without considering future fallout. This manifests in lavish spending binges, draining their finances, racking up debt like irresponsible teenagers. A narcissist thinks nothing of splurging exorbitantly on a status symbol just to show off, ignoring budgets and bills. Their impulsivity also sabotages relationships. A narcissistic friend may backstab and share private secrets just for a moment of malice and drama. They aren't thinking about wrecking the friendship or trashing their reputation. A narcissist's reckless nature inevitably detonates like a time bomb. The bills avalanche, relationships crater. But of course, they don't take accountability like gutless cowards. It's always someone else's fault these sly foxes got caught in their own trap.
Way 2, failed relationships take their toll.
Because they were biting the hand that feeds them. We all know any relationship with a narcissist is doomed to fail spectacularly. But even though these heartless players quickly grab their next source of supply, evidence of their relational ruin accumulates. The narcissist is stuck on an endless carousel of idealize, devalue, and discard. They become emotional vampires, unable to sustain authentic connection. So they jump from victim to victim, torching bridges like deranged arsonists. This pathological relationship cycle springs from a gaping inner void, a black hole begging to be fed. The narcissist is never satisfied because no amount of praise can fill their emptiness. They grow bored, discarding even adoring partners once the ego strokes stop. Each ghosted relationship chips away at the narcissist's humanity. Somewhere in their atrophied conscience, it bothers them. But their damaged psyche prevents self-reflection, trapping them in this destructive dance of devastation.
Way 3, lack of empathy causes isolation.
Now sinking their own ship. One of the most frustrating narcissistic traits is lack of empathy, the inability to understand others' feelings. This emotional blindness allows them to use and abuse without a hint of remorse. Initially, they're superficial charm hooks targets, but the narcissist's lack of empathy emerges over time as they put their wants first, dismissing others' needs. Their hurtful behavior breeds disappointment and distrust. The narcissist burns through unwilling supplies until their support network evaporates. Their callousness leaves them isolated and friendless. They may try to fill the void with shallow social climbing, but these contacts remain superficial. This isolation caused by emotional deficiency is a social death sentence. We all need real human bonds to thrive. Despite their haughty airs, even the narcissist pays a psychological price.
Way 4, their web of lies catches up.
Because they were cutting off the branch they're sitting on, deceit comes easily to narcissists. They effortlessly twist facts and fabricate fictions to serve their agenda. But over time, tracking their tangled web trips them up. Maybe a narcissist takes undeserved credit at work. When exposed, it costs them their job or reputation. In relationships, the narcissist's duplicity often surfaces spectacularly. A partner catches them cheating, or a family member reveal hidden financial fraud. Once caught spinning major lies, the narcissist loses all credibility. It becomes harder to dupe new targets. Their lifelong masquerade is exhausting, even for the narcissist. Living a sham existence surely takes an emotional toll. Way 5. Their false self comes crashing down.
Me, because they were draining the well they drink from.
The narcissist projects a grandiose image to obscure deep-seated insecurity and shame. Their arrogance and haughtiness mask a frightened, pathetic child within. But this false self is fragile, needing constant validation to sustain it. At some point, lacking admiration, their fade fractures, exposing the empty void behind it. Being unmasked as a fraud is the narcissist's ultimate fear realized. This may happen gradually as their fictional persona clashes with reality, or it may occur suddenly if a major lie surfaces. Either way, the narcissist's flimsy ego eventually implodes under the weight of its own emptiness and deceit. They're left raw and enraged, unable to face themselves honestly in the mirror. It's a dramatic demise for someone who once seemed invincible.
Way 6. Burning the bridge they stand on.
Like a person setting fire to the bridge they're standing on, narcissists destroy their own connections and support systems. They will degrade helpful friends, betray family members, and alienate coworkers essential to their success. The narcissist is willing to torch any bridge if it makes them feel powerful in the moment. But eventually, they are left isolated and friendless with no one willing to rebuild those bridges or throw them a lifeline.
Way 7. Biting the hand that feeds them.
Similar to a rabid dog biting the gentle hand that feeds it, narcissists instinctively harm those who support them. They take advantage of others' kindness, exploit it, and then discard their givers when they are no longer useful. Their thoughtless cruelty shoots them in the foot, leaving them without willing nurturers to sustain them. They end up starving for care.
Way 8. Sinking their own ship.
Just as a captain might deliberately sink their own ship, narcissists are willing to sabotage their relationships, careers, and opportunities out of wounded pride or for short-term gain. But they go down with the ship they scuttled. Ruining something that carried them afloat, for petty reasons, can leave them adrift and floundering aimlessly without a vessel or crew.
Way 9. Shooting themselves in the foot.
Like someone intentionally shooting themselves in the foot, narcissists undermine their own success and well-being through their destructive behaviors. Whether disrupting a healthy relationship or losing a job from entitlement, self-interest, and wounded pride lead narcissists to damage their own stability and interests. They limp along, accumulating self-inflicted injuries until they can no longer move forward.
Way 10. Quenching their own thirst.
Similar to a person pouring water from their own canteen in the desert, narcissists diminish the resources and supplies essential to sustain them. In relationships, they drain emotional reserves. At work, they waste talents of others who could have helped them thrive. And by abusing alcohol, drugs, or unhealthy behaviors, narcissists deplete their own physical and mental health. They leave themselves running on empty with no one willing to refill their canteen. The narcissist's malicious maneuvers might seem to position them for success, but inevitably, their own internal flaws and misdeeds will cause their dramatic downfall. Understanding the narcissist's inescapable self-destruction can empower us. We can detach, knowing we don't have to wish harm upon them or try to teach them lessons. Their own dysfunctional psyche will do that work as their web of lies and damaged relationships collapses. While we heal and move towards the light, the narcissist remains trapped in their false facade, growing ever more monstrous, impulsive, and isolated. Their domino effect of self-sabotage won't stop until they fully self-destruct. I hope this breakdown of the narcissist's inevitable self-destruction has empowered you to release any misplaced guilt. Join me in fighting against narcissistic abuse and focus on recovering ourselves through healing. If you're already on the path of healing, be sure to monitor your self-talk and check out this video, Recovering from Narcissistic Trauma, Soothing Sleep Affirmations for Self-Care. The link is in the description below. Also, please like, subscribe, and consider donating if you're able to support these videos exposing covert emotional manipulation. Together, we can heal from narcissistic relationships and prevent further victims of their mind games. The power rests firmly in your hands. Know the signs, trust your instincts, and refuse to surrender your spirit to their soul-crushing agendas. You deserve to be seen, heard, and cherished by those worthy of access to your light. I believe in you and your healing journey.